Video games being referenced in other video games are some of my favorite things to discover, and this falls especially in line with Assassin's Creed. Instead of my usual video that's focused specifically on Assassin's Creed, why not go on a journey through various video games to explore references related to the franchise? Now, we of course know that Assassin's Creed is a pretty global franchise, and there's a ridiculous amount of references to the series in other video games, from Final Fantasy to Infamous to Far Cry and even The Witcher 2. Oh yeah, and I've included timestamps, so if you want to skip around to a certain game, then you can simply do that. Anyway, without any more delay, let's just get right into it. Okay, so you know how the common discussion is whether Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed are set in the same universe? Well, what about Far Cry? I don't really see anybody talk about if there's a connection between those two games, and the short answer is yes there is. So this first part of the video is going to be dedicated to all the Assassin's Creed references I've discovered throughout the entire Far Cry series. So first off, let's start with a pretty interesting reference located in Far Cry 6. Within the region of Aguas Lindas, there's a treasure hunt side mission that involves a pretty neat reference to Assassin's Creed. So in Bunker 2 in this location, while exploring, you can spot a note on a desk that lists items designated for auction. The first item is described as once broken, repaired multiple times. This can refer to a few things. Some people have speculated it refers to spears in Far Cry Primal. However, it's most definitely a nod to the Spear of Leonidas from Assassin's Creed Odyssey. The second and third items are not Assassin's Creed related, so I'll just briefly skip over them. But the fourth item, which refers to a pair of ancient concealed blades, can be extended and retracted from gauntlet, is most definitely referring to the hidden blade from Assassin's Creed, which of course we know is ingeniously designed to slide in and out of a gauntlet. Another Assassin's Creed reference in Far Cry 6 is related to the iconic Leap of Faith. So at this exact spot on the map, you can climb what appears to be a watchtower of some sort, and once at the top, it's quite obvious that this is a Leap of Faith jump spot. To further prove that this is an Assassin's Creed reference, an eagle screech can be heard whilst nearing the edge, as well as some haystack located at the bottom. This is of course the most obvious sign that leads Assassin's Creed fans into a false sense of security. However, the catch is it's just an evil prank by Ubisoft themselves. If you decide to jump off, then you simply fall to your death. And speaking of the Leap of Faith, let's take a step back to the previous Far Cry game, being Far Cry 5. So during a main mission named A Leap of Faith, which takes place in Fate Seed's region of the map, we get transported into the mind of the junior deputy, and during the hallucination, we see another deputy perform a very obvious Leap of Faith. And then shortly after that, we also perform the iconic Leap of Faith. I mean, it's pretty obvious that this is a reference to Assassin's Creed, given the name of the mission itself, as well as the two instances of the Leap of Faith being executed. In Far Cry 3, there's a reference that nods to a familiar organization in Assassin's Creed. This reference is located at the coordinates X600, Y660 near Hubris Farm. To discover it, you must enter a cave. Inside, you'll spot a folder with the Abstergo logo contained on it, tying back to the Assassin's Creed series where Abstergo represents the modern day Templars. Now, this is not the only case where Abstergo logos appear in Far Cry 3, as throughout the entire section, the insignia reappears on walls. This same cave also involves another reference to Assassin's Creed, where you can loot a container, and it involves a note expressing distrust towards scientists discussing pieces of Eden and Edison's experiments with genetic memory. These things are of course core elements from Assassin's Creed, where the pieces of Eden are objects that fuel the narrative of each game, and the whole Edison's genetic memory is most likely to be a nod to the Animus. Now, this is a personal favourite of mine. In Far Cry Primal, you'll encounter an Assassin's Creed reference about a few hours into the game. So after you finish the initial tutorial phases and gain the freedom to explore the world, you'll have to venture to the southern east part of the map to start the mission named Urki the Thinker. Upon arriving at Urki's hut, you'll meet Urki, who serves as a prehistoric callback to a character featured in Far Cry 3, Far Cry 4 and Far Cry 5. Of course, if you have not figured it out by now, he's basically Herc in the games after. Anyway, Urki harbours an ambitious dream to soar through the skies, and enlist your help to gather various items to achieve his flight. After retrieving said items back to him, we'll unveil the Assassin's Creed reference. Just take a look for yourself. So it's pretty obvious that this is a reference to the Leap of Faith, as evidenced by the eagle screech and the pile of hay at the bottom. I guess it seems like Urki was the first actual human to perform a Leap of Faith. Who would have thought? In Far Cry 5, within an underground bunker hidden in a shed in the Holland Valley, there's a letter that appears relatively normal. Yes, there is a mention of a CIA assassin, who is in fact Agent Willis Huntley, a major character in the Far Cry series, but the actual reference here lies in who actually wrote the letter. We can see the name at the bottom appearing to be G. Voronina. If you're unfamiliar as to who this name actually is, well, it's most likely a nod to Galina Voronina, a prominent figure within the Assassin's Creed lore, recognized as a master assassin from the series' Russian sect of the Brotherhood. Now, while this tantalizes the imagination to consider connections between the worlds of Far Cry and Assassin's Creed, it's probably more of a playful nod for Assassin's Creed fans than a canonical link. The reference might hint at Voronina's espionage activities or the involvement of a rejuvenated Russian Brotherhood in the game's narrative backdrop, yet the inclusion of such a reference is more plausibly Ubisoft's way of enriching the experience with references. This next Assassin's Creed reference in Far Cry 5 is more of a light-hearted and less interesting one, but it's still one I have to include. So the pool of names for generating NPC guns of hire in the game includes Evie for a first name and Fry as a last name. Of course, this allows for the creation of a character named in honor of Evie Fry, who we know is the main character from Assassin's Creed Syndicate. We all love Bayek of Siwa from Assassin's Creed Origins, right? We know that he's a Magi and the protector of ancient Egypt. Well, in Far Cry 5, upon liberating a hostage and chatting with them, they may draw a comparison to historical figures of law and order, mentioning the one and only Bayek.
You remind me of the old-timey sheriffs, like the Egyptian Medjay. May God stand between you and evil and the empty places you must walk.
Now, it is uncertain whether this dialogue is exclusive to hostages, or if it could also be triggered by interactions with other non-hostile characters. In the Lost on Mars DLC for Far Cry 5 during the climax of the final mission, Anne makes a reference to those who came before, a term which of course references the ancient civilization featured in Assassin's Creed. This mention serves as a nod to the interconnected universe created by Ubisoft, linking the lore of two seemingly distinct franchises to shared elements of their fictional histories.
There is no future for you, only nothingness. You will follow the fate of those who came before.
Lost letters in Far Cry 4 are letters left by an English army lieutenant who was in Kyrat from 1819 to 1820, and these letters are found on the skeletal remains of the search parties sent to find and execute the lieutenant. But what's interesting is that when collecting these lost letters in the game, each letter is embedded with the Templar cross attached onto it. This of course is identical to the Templars in Assassin's Creed, where the cross was their insignia. The final Assassin's Creed reference in Far Cry comes in Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. So the main protagonist of Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon is a man named Sergeant Rex Power Colt. And on occasion, when collecting a collectible, Rex might express frustration by saying this:
I hope I don't have to collect any fucking feathers.
This is of course a humorous reference to the sometimes tedious task of gathering collectible feathers and flags in the Assassin's Creed series. In The Witcher 2, there's a part during the prologue where you can find a body in a white outfit, dead in a haystack near some large gates. This seems to mimic a high fall, much like in the Assassin's Creed games where characters leap into haystacks to escape. When Geralt finds this, he makes a comment, and you also get a small boost in your assassination skill. Now, fans often think that this body is meant to be Altair, the main character from the very first Assassin's Creed game, suggesting a fun link between the two game worlds. The Hitman franchise is one of my favourites ever, and the fact that Assassin's Creed is referenced not once but twice certainly does bring a smile to my face. In the original Hitman game, set in the scenic location of Sapienza, if you wear the Plague Doctor outfit and attempt to re-enter the mansion via the main front gate, this will trigger a unique response from the guards, directly referencing the Assassin's Creed series. One of the guards humorously remarks, "Looks like somebody's been playing too much Assassin's Creed. This is not a cosplay event, please step back."
Looks like someone's been playing too much Assassin's Creed. This is not a cosplay event. Please step back, sir. You need to leave.
Another Assassin's Creed reference in Hitman comes from the Hitman 2012 Sniper Challenge. So the ending of the Sniper Challenge revealed trailer showcases Agent 47 targeting and hitting a figure perched on a beam who looks like he's about to take a leap of faith. Now, if you think that this is just a coincidence and not a reference, then just take a look at this for yourself and tell me if you hear something familiar. This reference is a clever homage to the well-known Leap of Faith maneuver. The game even incorporates an achievement titled Leap of the Ninja, rewarding players for replicating this iconic action. Goat Simulator is pretty much considered a meme game. It's fun with no real point of direction. However, there's an Assassin's Creed reference in the game that's pretty cool. So you're able to climb what appears to be a tower, and you can perform a goated leap of faith. Of course, the Eagle Screech is the big giveaway here. This is nothing spectacular, but it's still pretty cool. In Saints Row the Third, you're able to unlock an achievement titled Everything is Permitted, which of course echoes the famous saying from Assassin's Creed. In Final Fantasy XIII 2, there's downloadable content available that allows players to equip Noelle with the iconic outfit of Ezio Auditore from Assassin's Creed Revelations, offering a unique crossover franchise cosmetic option. You know, just looking at this, Ezio's Revelations outfit actually somehow fits Noelle pretty well in the game. I mean, just look at the animations. Is it just me that finds this to fit quite well? For this next segment of the video, I want to focus specifically on every Assassin's Creed reference located in the Watch Dogs games. Since I did this for Far Cry near the start of the video, it's only right for the other franchise to get its spotlight. One of the most entertaining references I've come across in the original game is a cheeky nod from Ubisoft to itself, especially concerning Assassin's Creed. Within the game, Aiden stumbles upon a video where a father and son duo are playing a video game, eerily reminiscent of Ubisoft's flagship series. This scene uses clever humour to poke fun at itself, almost like sharing an inside joke by making a playful critique of its own game. It also plays with the strange idea of talking to someone who has passed away, but in a funny way.
Why is he doing that?
He's an assassin, Dad.
Well, I mean, why is he talking to the guy he just killed?
It's a confession?
Well, that's just dumb.
Dad, please. You're ruining it.
In the very first Watch Dogs trailer, there's a very brief but notable Assassin's Creed reference. You'll have to be fast to spot it. I'll play it for you now.
In a city of 3 million people, you'd be surprised how few you can trust.
Did you spot it? I doubt it, just take a look at the collectible of CDs. You can see Assassin's Creed 2 is featured among them. In Watch Dogs Legion, players can look into the lives of different characters by checking their profiles, which show personal details like age, family, and even what they've looked up online. Before the game was out, there was a leaked image showing a character's search for Jacob Fry descendants. This hint suggested that Jacob Fry and his sister Evie Fry from Assassin's Creed Syndicate might also be part of the Watch Dogs universe, linking the two Ubisoft game worlds together. In Watch Dogs 2, players can find the Ubisoft headquarters featuring a poster of the 2016 Assassin's Creed movie, along with various other Assassin's Creed related posters scattered throughout the game. In Watch Dogs 1, there's a side mission where Aiden Pierce targets a cooperative executive. This executive is revealed to be Olivier Garnou, the CEO of Abstergo Entertainment, known from Assassin's Creed Black Flag. After Olivier Garnou's brief appearance in Black Flag, he suddenly vanishes from the story, never to be seen again. As the head of Abstergo Entertainment, his disappearance just remained a mystery. It was not until the release of Watch Dogs 1, set in Chicago, which was Garnou's intended destination, that players learnt of his fate. In a mission called Requiescat in Pace, Aiden Pierce, the protagonist of Watch Dogs, is revealed to have been the one to eliminate Garnou, acting on behalf of the Brotherhood. At first, Ubisoft did not officially incorporate this event into the canon of either series, with Darby McDevitt, a narrative director at Ubisoft Montreal, referring to it as a little joke. Despite this, the crossover event left fans speculating until Assassin's Creed Origins released, which revisited Garnou's storyline. Within the modern day sections of Assassin's Creed Origins, you can find files on former Abstergo employees, including security footage showing Garnou's death at the hands of Aiden Pierce himself. Within the game, a nod to the Assassin's Creed universe is subtly placed in a location like Piccadilly Circus, where a sign displaying stock information for various fictional companies includes Abstergo Industries. In Watch Dogs Legion, there's a clear hint that the worlds of Watch Dogs and Assassin's Creed might overlap. This crossover is highlighted when DedSec, the hacking group central to Watch Dogs, gets involved in the ancient battle between the Assassins and the Templars. During their adventures, DedSec discovers ties linking their enemies to Templars. Their journey leads them to Darcy, a character on the run from the Templars. She's equipped with the iconic hidden blade and dressed in a white hood, mirroring the assassin's attire. It's also interesting when Darcy finds an ancient assassin tomb, housing the remains of the Fry twins from Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and even Edward Kenway from Assassin's Creed Black Flag, further intertwining the stories of the two series. In the Gap in the Armor mission, there's a reference to Assassin's Creed when you dive off a roof near the CTOS hub at Battle Bridge Basin into the water below. As you make the jump, the familiar sound of an eagle screech from the Assassin's Creed series plays, of course mimicking the leap of faith. In the game Dead Island, there's a legendary weapon named Assassin's Greed, which is clearly a playful homage to Assassin's Creed. The name itself is a pun combining the theme of greed with the iconic title. Additionally, the design of the knife mirrors that of the one wielded by Altair ibn Ahad in the very first Assassin's Creed game. It's definitely a surprise that many people still play and enjoy Team Fortress 2 17 years later. Some time ago, Steam introduced a witty reference to Assassin's Creed 2 through a special crossover. This included the Dashin Hashashin and Sharp Dresser items as pre-order bonuses, offering a playful tribute to the game. Despite the mixed feelings people often have towards pre-order bonuses, this particular gear, which echoes the look and feel of Ezio's attire and the iconic hidden blade from Assassin's Creed 2, was well received. In LEGO Lord of the Rings, make your way to Weathertop and search the ruins until you spot a plank that seems out of reach. When you leap from this plank, the sound of an eagle screeching will accompany your descent towards the water below. Of course, if you have not figured out by now, this is a reference to the Leap of Faith. Hideo Kojima, the creator of Metal Gear Solid, enjoys the Assassin's Creed series. As a tribute to his love for the franchise, in the mining facility area in Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, Snake can mimic the Leap of Faith from Assassin's Creed. Interestingly, you can also get to move around whilst controlling a quote-unquote box of hay. Another pretty neat reference to Assassin's Creed can be found in Metal Gear Solid 4, where players can unlock a special outfit, originally introduced as an April Fool joke by Hideo Kojima. This costume is the iconic cloak and hood of Altair from Assassin's Creed 1. To add this unique outfit to your collection, a lot has to be done. You must first complete the game on any difficulty. You also must achieve 50 knife kills, apply a CQC hold on 50 people, and maintain 24 or fewer alerts throughout a single playthrough. Successfully meeting these conditions rewards you with Altair's outfit after the game's credits. This one is a very cool one, and it's more than just a reference. In fact, it's a whole event that takes place that is related to Assassin's Creed in Final Fantasy XV. So this event was a limited time free event from August 31st, 2017 to January 31st, 2018. It brought Assassin's Creed style gameplay including stealth and climbing, along with minigames like chocobo racing and more. What's interesting is that you could earn special items including the Magi Assassin's robes for the main characters, and those who had a dream egg from another event could unlock the Master Assassin's robes for Noctis. Even more cool is that the town in-game called Lestalum was decked out with Assassin's Creed style festival decorations and offered new activities. I find this kind of amusing because for Assassin's Creed Origins, all that was given for a Final Fantasy collaboration was a cutscene quest that lasted a few minutes, so credit to Square Enix for putting in most of the effort here. In Toy Soldier's War Chest, you're able to command Ezio Auditore as well as experience the Assassin's Creed pack that features trained assassins equipped with throwing knives, explosives and other lethal armaments. You're also given an aerial assault capability courtesy of Leonardo da Vinci's flying machine, and also a giant crossbow for devastating anti-artillery attacks. More references are also featured with more of Leonardo da Vinci's innovative creations. It's safe to say that Da Vinci has managed to infiltrate his way into this very strange game. In one of my favourite games, being Soul Calibur 5, Ezio Auditore was announced as a special guest character across all the platforms. His character design in the game was inspired by his look in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, complete with his arsenal that includes the iconic hidden blade, a sword, a crossbow and a concealed firearm. I must say his animations in Soul Calibur 5 simply look incredible. That's one thing I like about the Souls games, is how they manage to always bring guest characters into the games that fit perfectly, and Ezio Auditore's character was handled with so much care in Soul Calibur 5. On January 10th, 2018, the game For Honor received its very first crossover with Assassin's Creed in an event named For the Creed. This collaboration offered new features for the game such as new map visuals, and a plethora of themed outfits, gear, executions and emotes. In the game South Park Fractured Butthole, and no I didn't say butthole, I said butthole, two different words. Anyway, there's a large collection of outfits, but among them stands out the iconic outfit of Ezio Auditore. To get your hands on the assassin outfit, you simply have to head over to the Ubisoft Club website and redeem it using points you've accumulated from achieving certain milestones in other Ubisoft games. In GTA 4, there's a certain achievement you can unlock that requires you to complete all 9 assassination missions, and upon completion, the trophy named Assassin's Greed will be unlocked. This is of course a nod to the name Assassin's Creed. It's also the same name I mentioned earlier in the video to a weapon in Dead Island. In the 2008 release of Prince of Persia, players have the option to unlock Altair's outfit from Assassin's Creed 1. I believe the process of unlocking it was a bit strange, as you had to sync your Ubisoft account to your PlayStation Network account and activate it. Or if you were on PC, you had to enter a weird password combination of some sort. Additionally, in Prince of Persia The Forgotten Sands, Ezio's outfit from Assassin's Creed 2 is also an unlockable feature, and unlocking this was more straightforward as you just had to redeem it on Uplay. In a more recent game named Riders Republic that released in 2021, there was an undiscovered secret relating to Assassin's Creed in the game, and shortly after it got discovered, and this comes in the form of a Leap of Faith reference from Assassin's Creed. So if you head to the top of the broken tower in Area 52, you'll be able to spot a ledge very similar to that in Assassin's Creed intended for executing a leap of faith, as well as some haystack at the bottom. If you walk on it and just wait a few seconds, the screen will start to change as if you're synchronizing a viewpoint and you'll start to hear an eagle screech, just like in Assassin's Creed. However, I don't recommend jumping off as it won't go exactly well. In the video game Infamous 2, there's a pretty smart reference to Assassin's Creed in a movie title. Oh yeah, and once again, for the third time in this video, there's a mission in Infamous 2 and it's named Assassin's Creed. You know, I'm starting to think video game developers cannot think of a more spin-off name to Assassin's Creed that's not Assassin's Creed. Is that just me? This reference is the most recent out of any in this video, I believe, and it comes to a game we all know being Fortnite. So in Fortnite you can actually play as Ezio Auditore and Eivor from Assassin's Creed. So yeah, I figured I had to feature that one as after all it's still a reference. Yo, but low key though, why does this trailer have better parkour than any of the RPG games? In the game Fall Guys, a game we once again all know, you're able to pick an Ezio Auditore costume. This was part of the Season 1 Premium Season Pass, which I don't believe is accessible anymore. What's also cool is that there's a celebration screen that showcases a leap of faith being executed, and instead of landing in the haystack, the character just misses it entirely. In the game Brawlhalla, there was a crossover event between both Assassin's Creed and Brawlhalla that features Ezio and Eivor as two new characters. This event also featured a new game mode, 2 new maps, new knockout effects and new avatars. What's also pretty cool to know is that for the trailer for this crossover, the original voice actors for both Ezio and Eivor returned.
You're going to love this!
I like this place!
In one of the most OG games being PUBG, there was a crossover event that introduced Abstergo Industries. In fact, Abstergo Industries style buildings were featured throughout the map. This crossover also introduced Altair and Ezio outfits into the game. In the mobile game Summoner's War, there was an Assassin's Creed crossover event that allowed the various characters from the franchise to appear. What's also interesting is that for the trailer for the game, it showcases a few nods and references to the actual Assassin's Creed trailers. For example, this shot seems like a reference to the Assassin's Creed Brotherhood trailer, where Ezio and his assassins charge head-on into Cesare Borgia and his soldiers. There's also this scene that's clearly a reference to Altair in the first Assassin's Creed game's trailer. I mean, it is pretty obvious, even when the giant bell covers the character, and then when the character jumps down. This seems to be a reference to the Assassin's Creed 2 trailer where Ezio jumps down from a higher place revealing himself. In the video game Trackmania, an Assassin's Creed Mirage crossover was introduced where players were able to race in the streets of Baghdad during its golden age in pure Trackmania style. What's quite cool is that the tracks were designed to stick to Assassin's Creed art direction and even use iconic game mechanics such as the leap of faith, building, climbing and parkouring, all being done with cars. Have you ever wondered what it would look like to see Altair playing soccer? Sorry, I mean football. Well, you can, because Altair appears in a game called Academy of Champions as a playable character. In Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands, there's an Assassin's Creed reference that comes in the form of an Assassin's Creed pack. This pack contains an assassin outfit being a hood and armor. This Assassin's Creed pack also allows you to wield weapons from Abstergo, which is called the Jackdaw pistol. So there you have it. Those are some Assassin's Creed references that I found interesting throughout video games. Now this video did not feature every single reference, as there are some that are just not interesting enough to be talked about. It's pretty cool to see the impact and influence a franchise like Assassin's Creed has in the gaming industry, as so many games that we all probably know have a reference, Easter egg or crossover related to it. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and with that said, I'll see you guys in the next one.